recording is up and running. Let's get it. All right, guys. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's get started. I also see that somebody requested, what was it? Ethereum? ETH or something? Yeah, Ethereum. So let's take a look at that up next. If you guys want me to take a look at anything, please let me know in the side chat. I'll be taking notes. So far we have ETH, F ETH, by the way, hashtag F, capital F ETH. All right. What else? Anything else? Let me know. Solana. All right. Oh, Solana. Good old Solana. Pump and dump yesterday because of its ETF. All right. We'll see that in a second. And SPY. SPY. Perfect. Oh, that's a good one. Nice. Nice. Really like that one. CP enthusiast. Jay, what's up, bro? Welcome. Welcome. All right. Heikki Nashi. What? Heikki Nashi. What's up with Heikki Nashi? I don't do anything with Heikki Nashi, man. I hate Heikki Nashi other than in the Prime Oscillator. I never said Prime. But yeah, because Heikki Nashi is just an average of the price action that doesn't represent the actual price, and it's deceiving on the trends. It looks very awesome, to be honest. But, and also, by the way, if you're using the indicators, do not use Heikki Nashi. Or if you're going to be using Heikki Nashi, let me tell you that so far we have no back test, we have no experience, or at least I don't do Heikki Nashi, so you might be experimenting on your own, my friend. If you find something up in there, let me know, because that'll be also very interesting. All right, let's get started. So we were expecting, we knew that we were running into a big area of support. I remember Alex also mentioned that he had a ping box in there. He had his ping spot showed out into the public. Just kidding. But here we go. Played out fantastically. I was aiming in here, right? All the way down there. And if we go to, right around here, we were also analyzing the 1 hour right here where we were about to take the trade. Remember, we had a lot of compression. Let's go take a look at that compression in here. So let's go back to the 1 hour. Perfect. And what we have, a lot of compression if this thing loads. So let's wait for a little second. Let's wait for these three dots to do its magic. Perfect. And as we were breaking out of the cloud, because we had compression in the cloud and we were waving like this, right? We were expecting that explosive move to the upside. And as you know, after that compression, candle close, re-entry, and on the 4 hours, flip of the ribbon right there, next candle. I was able to not wait for the candle closure. If not, my entry would have been up in here, but it's at the center of that candle because the early signal that I was able to catch on the 1 hour. So far, we're making a little bit of a very nice goose head. The goose head actually played out and we're going up. The only thing that right now scares me a little bit, or worries me a little bit, it is that if we do not turn green, which seems like we are, and we do not make a higher high in here or break through this 108 into the 110, sorry, the 110 or 112, I think we could be having a reversal. Nonetheless, even at 110 and 111, 112 area, I think that's where we're going to be seeing that pullback, that reversal. I don't know if we're going to hit that all-time highs. Well, 110 absolutely, 112 absolutely, but all-time highs right now, not sure in this candle. I think that would be a multi-candle thing, maybe 8 hours to get here. We'll see. Nonetheless, look at that, Alex, out of your
What's
pink
up, bro?
spot, out of your pink box.
Perfect pink box,
Perfect
man.
pink
Can
box.
you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
Beautiful, man. I mean, I gave the pink box setup last night. I said, we hit pink box, SFP, price go boom. That was my setup. And
Nice.
it
Mine was
worked
a
perfect.
little different, but I mean, it always amazes me how like we have a very similar analysis, but based on different stuff. I was not looking at the SFP, but I was looking at the compression of the cloud. So right after the cloud broke, right here, the candle close. That's my entry, and off we go because of the compression that we had, right? So just looking at different things, same spot, same overall spot. That's a very nice. Look at that. Join us, Alex. So what's that? What's that? Let me read
It
it.
says sexy SFP, price
Oh,
go
nice.
boom, I go bed, trade safe.
Oh, fantastic. Love it. All right, so let me tackle right now targets for Bitcoin. Let's go to the 4 hours, and then I'm gonna be doing just a quick Ethereum, Solana, and SPY, and then I'll throw it back to you, my friend, to do another round of analysis. So far we're still in red. We haven't broke any meaningful highs. Meaningful highs will be 110, right? Nonetheless, if we take a look at the previous highs, 111 all-time highs, I think we're gonna get there, not in one single candle. I think we're gonna get to 110. Our previous highs turn bullish, right, or turn a bullish signal. On we never trade on the bullish signal. We trade on the retracement of those signals, and off we go, right? Although I don't think that is gonna be a big reversal. Something that I was talking about today in the morning market report. Sorry about that. It was getting once again to all-time highs and then having a bigger retracement, creating basically a double bottoming here and then running out for the actual new leg to the upside. Let me bring up the older charts in here, right? And the one that I want to bring to your attention, it is this one. I know it's a lot of spaghetti. I know. I mean, I'm not sure how to hold of this, right? Or how to clean this up so far. But look at that. We were falling, or we were following, I think I can get rid of this, 1-to-1 with the previous cycle, all right? This red box needs to stay, right? Perfect. And if you do not recall, if you don't know where we are standing with, these candles in here are, let me show you to you, our previous cycle. There we go. First retracement right here. Those candles are these candles in here, right? So basically we nailed this bottom. It was earlier though, right? We nailed the top. It was early again, right? We nailed this this movement to the downside. Let's just keep an eye on what's happening right now. So we have the same candles, there it is, and we have our almost 1-to-1 section of events, right? So we have our breakout, perfect breakout. We have our range up, perfect range up. Sweep of the lows, perfect. Even the sweep of the lows. That was, dude, when I see that, I was like, dude, really? Like, are we that 1-to-1? Then going high, perfect, going high. First humping here, first hump. Second and blow off top. Second and blow off top. And then we have a triangle going downwards. Look at that. We're even almost the same direction on that triangle going downwards, right? We have our breakout. We have our possible breakout in here, right? And then off we go. There is one single caveat in here. One single thing that I have not nailed down. You see this low? Not 100% sure if this low is this low or this low right here. I believe that it is this low right here, this one right there. There is a chance that we're looking at this one and this other one will be a flip down or a continuation downwards. Nonetheless, I still think that we are on the breakout in here, right? So as you can see here with there, right? Let me just get rid of this. And then what's coming? A push through. Is this a safe for sure? No. This is what happened previous cycle. This cycle could be different, but I'm usually expecting to have some relationship, especially since we are almost going 1-to-1 in ratio right now. All right. It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest, talking about the dynamic reactor. Let's zoom into the dynamic reactor. You have your dynamic reactor. It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest. Beautiful retest. And then off we go. You might have a next chance. And this is what I have my red box. I believe that once again, we're going to get into the red box and we're going to be coming back down. Let's measure this red box from 109 to 115. If we go back to more recent yesterday's analysis, my next area, it is between 109 and 1 or 112, 111, right? So as you can see, it's been getting just a little bit shrinking, right? Because of the new information that we have. Nonetheless, it's still the same target. So that was a fantastic setup yesterday. Let me take a look at Ethereum, hashtag FETH. And in Ethereum, we were expecting it coming back down for plan A, remember? Coming back down, it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest. Important thing in here. Now, out of this movement, right, that had played out nicely, right, the next possibility is coming back down, right? Plan B did not work. We're not going to be even looking at that possibility anymore, right? But we're going to be looking at a fail of a plan A, all right? What does that mean? That means that instead of going downwards in here, right, we actually pierce through the zero line. This will be an anomaly. And that anomaly comes because we are creating lower lows, right? And also, this is almost technically, if we look at these lows, a lower low or an equal low. So we did not broke structure here, but we definitely lost structure here, all right? Or we follow the same structure here, lower lows. So we usually break to the downside or where we have a flat support on a triangle or a megaphone. But in this case, if we are able to break through the zero line, we might be able to push through to the upside. This will only happen if we keep pushing on Bitcoin. If on Bitcoin, for any reason, we have a sellout, which right now could be a good area to sell, to have a big drop, all right? This is coming downwards in here. So what is your entry? Right now, I'm so sorry to tell you, there is no entry here. I mean, if you buy here, you might be buying the tops. You're at the center of the full movement. Your entry was in here on previous classes, right? Your entry was on your flip of the ribbon, previous support zones, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That was your entry. Right now, it is actually your TP number one and moves to stop to entry. If you're going to be trading this, if you really want to trade this, go to lower time frames and maybe look for a breakout retest, I would say, but be very careful. Remember, we still need to break previous highs in 2,568. My target, I know, it is at 2,638. So you might be thinking, all right, if your target's in here, why couldn't I just long from here? Because you won't have the stop loss at entry. And if you could buy the top, and then if it falls back down, you will be buying just the top and losing that possibility, right? So let's go to the 5 minutes in here. I think that will be worth it. It's just a little quick setup. Do we have any retracement? Yes, we do. How big of a retracement? Usually I'm looking for at the skies Fibonacci, right? So from the breakout retest, usually I go from the breakout retest to the top or even to the bottom to the top from the movement. And then I look at 1/3 of the move. So this is 50% retracement. This is 33% retracement. If I see the price action coming in here, that's what I try to take a risky entry. And it seems like we might have that risky entry on the 5 minutes. So do I have any support? Yes, I do have a support in there. How is it looking like? Well, I'm at the top, not really a good area to jump back in. So if you're gonna jump back in, remember, you have all odds against you, right? Not because I'm telling you that there could be a possible entry. You just go 100x, all in, right? Remember, it's a dangerous entry. So maybe I will be putting a 1/4 position, almost right there, maybe a little bit lower, maybe at 2,484, and then move my stop to entry as soon as I can. If it goes back lower to 50%, that's when I seriously think to re-enter. Just mentioning that. So FE out of the way for so far. Let's go Solana, and then I pass it over to you, my friend. Solana, yesterday we have a pump and dump. So let's take a look at the 4 hours. There we go. This is what we had. It basically breaking out, going to the zone in here, breaking back out. It's not about your breakout, it's about the retest. How many breakout retests we need, guys? As many as we can take, of course, right? So right now, this was your entry. flip of the ribbon, you are below the zero line, so not really an entry, right? We need to wait for the break to the zero line to know if we're gonna be keep going upwards. Most likely, if we start breaking through, we're gonna be somewhere around meaningful highs. So give it one more second, right? So you can have the breakout retest like this. Maybe that will be one candle breakout retest. But so far, we are bullish or mostly bullish on Solana. And that would be on my turn. Let me pass it over to you, Alex, because you say that you are long, right?
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Oh yeah. Let's go, baby. I'm like mostly out though. Let's take a look here. We got long twice today. Long in the live stream and then long off of the orb trade, baby. And I've shown you guys how to set up the orb on your good old chart prime. If you want to do so, you can. It's not too difficult. Okay. And it's played out quite nicely. So we look in here. I'm long here off of the breakout continuation. You can see here we got our orb, the New York Open orb. Okay, you go into your Market Dynamics Pro and you can just change your New York window to look like this, and you get the open range breakout, which is a 50-minute candle. Just kind of, this 50-minute candle at New York Open, it just kind of gives you sort of a narrative for the day, and you can see it throughout all the different days of how it plays. And once you're above the orb and you're holding it as support, you're looking just for a continuation for the rest of the day. Okay, so in my group, we were just looking for this thing to bounce around here, and if it held, then we get long. Got long. Okay, we also got long here this morning up to here. So a couple of good trades nonetheless. Up a couple $600 today. So a nice day for me. Just chilling now. We'll see if we, I've hit TP1, TP2. Looking for the 108.8 for this high to be taken. If we zoom out here, looking to come up for this high here, and we're in really that big macro kind of bull flag right now. So can we break? Right, we're very much at the resistance now, right? So can we break? We'll see. We'll see. I'm not really convinced that we're gonna break out, especially after this. I'm not sure if we come down here, but a beautiful bounce off of our pink box yesterday. If you guys knew, man. You all knew. The box was down here where we were looking for the longs last night. And, it's very simple price action stuff, right? So, you said SFP off the place, right? So what do you have here? You got 3 drives, 1, 2, 3, right? This one's so aggressive here. So you just buy this, right? Stop loss below the low here, and you target up to the highs, right? It sounds simple, but obviously price moved very slowly last night. I went to bed. Like, I didn't even take this trade because, I had a $1,300 day yesterday, and I didn't need to stay up late to jump into a trade. But it was very obvious we were in a very key area of support. You even have like a break of downtrending momentum here. You could have got long in here. So nice move up. We got a nice little 382. A nice little golden pocket retracement locally. This is tricky Fibonacci levels, but we did get a golden pocket bounce this morning. Okay. I managed to get long in here off of volume. And volume is very useful when trading, just to see, if there's buyers coming in or not. You can typically see it. And then we had confluence within the NASDAQ. Okay, so the NASDAQ, if we zoom out here, we can simply see the NASDAQ broke down, and then it was just ripping to the upside here, right? So like there's no reason to fade this thing, meaning short it, when we're breakout retest continuation, right? There's no reason to get in front of this train. And you can think of Bitcoin like leveraged NASDAQ, okay? So, this is a 1% move for Bitcoin, right? We go over to Bitcoin, we can see that, really, we're up, 3% here. So Bitcoin is a little bit more aggressive, but nonetheless, they trade sometimes perfectly in sync, sometimes a little bit off. So it's not perfect, but you always want to use it as confluence. You can see here where you're dumping here, right? You're breaking down, consolidating here, right? Typically in the morning, you're looking for the NASDAQ to catch up to the Bitcoin move, okay? Because NASDAQ does stop overnight. So you do want to see it, sometimes NASDAQ will have this move, which was, in my opinion, yesterday breaking down here for Bitcoin, right? And then you'll see it catch up in the next day. So interesting enough, nice little confluence here with NASDAQ and a nice push. So now what do we look for? Like if we want to get long here, like the key is patience, right? We understand that the VIX here, the volatility index, we're below 17.5, right? When we're below 17.5 on the VIX, it means price is going to be like snail mail, okay? Very slow. So when we're trading Bitcoin, we have to accommodate for that. So that's why this morning, we got long here, took profit here, right? But then we get this break here, and like everybody buying the top here, okay? We understand that it's bullish, but let it bake a bit, let it bake and then get in, okay? Clear invalidation, little cheap stop loss there. You can see here you got rolling over and then popping off, right? So like you really don't need to rush this trade here in the morning, okay? Now we are getting some nice levels on our altcoins. I did give you a bunch of levels. Ethereum trade, I've been given this trade for weeks. I took it back here, but this 223.78 looking to push up, getting above 25.32, major resistance. But in reality, what we want to see is Bitcoin or Ethereum get above 2,700. This is the doozy, as we can see in here, major resistance here. So a nice sweep down, right? Higher low, looking for a continuation out now. The altcoins are getting some nice moves. Sui, another one. Buy levels, okay, given in advanced. Looking good. Nice little bounce here for Sui. Solana ETF starts trading today. On the live stream today, I gave some random dude. I said, if we're going to bounce, it's probably from here. Look at that. I think that was a pretty good bounce level. So, understanding price action, what we're looking for in continuation here. So now that we are overextended, what are we looking for? We're looking for a retest, right? We're looking for a retest. So can we get a retest and continuation? That would be what we should be looking to hunt. So if we go over to Bitcoin right now, we're looking for a retest or a retest. Okay, very aggressive. I'm going to be tracking momentum on the way up here. If this is broken, I will short this thing. If we chop here and we break down, I will short this thing. I promise you that. Okay, easy short. So track the momentum here. This is our target. Obviously, we have some targets, 110 up here, but my target 108.8 right now for the long. Okay, 75% out of this trade. TP1 up in here, and then TP2 just at the top here. And now looking for the follow through up into here, which it does look like we are going to continue to push here, which is good for us. So, not easy trade. A lot of people got faked out this morning by the 786 rejection right here. So we have a 786 level here. So you would look for this as like a 786 bearish divergence, okay, on a higher term time frame. And if we go in here, so this is why, what do we always say here? The trend is your bloody friend, right? However, it depends on what trend you're trading, right? This is the hardest thing, okay? So what you have to understand is the daily bullish, the 12-hour bullish, The 4-hour, bearish. The 15-minute, the half hour, the 1 hour, bullish, because we've taken this high here. Okay. Which one do you believe? Right? It's not easy, right? Not easy. But you can see how you can have a bias to the upside here, right? You can see why. Up, 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 3-1, right? I mean, if it's 3 of me fighting OC, I still think I'm not gonna win, but you know, we're talking about Bitcoin here, okay? 3-1. You know, we can favor the momentum. And also breaking structure. So why did I say no on the 4-hour? Because we broke structure here and we are in a downtrend here. Okay? This is a downtrend, clear as day. But what did we do here? We triple tapped. Very good bottoming structure. It's 3 tap at a high or a low in a very critical bounce level, volume level, order block, golden pocket, all the goodies. The pink box, okay? The maximum confluence box in all of Otterville, okay? We come down into the pink box. We break momentum and we go up only. So in this here, we are only looking for pullbacks and continuations. I was looking down here, but I'm able to jump on trend with the tools that we have here, right? Bullish momentum, bull market, NASDAQ, all-time highs, S&P, all-time highs, Jerome Powell, rate cuts, tariff deals, July 9th. Sounds like a pretty cool recipe. Sounds like, you know, OC's great-great-great-grandmother's burrito taco recipe. You know, like my great-great-grandma's pasta recipe, you know? It's one of those. Sounds like a good recipe for some up. So looking good. But these are the narratives that you have to think of, right? Up only right now. We'll see if we do want to continue. Resistance here. Let's get above that and see where we're at. We're looking to buy pullbacks. Okay. One thing I am watching is the Russell to go into expansion. So the Russell is basically the stock market, and you can see the stock market, small caps, right? Small cap. So we're looking for this to continue to rip, man, and it's ripping. We got, honestly, this is such a nice head and shoulders. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And we want to see this go into expansion. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Expansion in the Russell 2000 will mean risk on for the market, which means bullish for the altcoins. Because I know you guys all just want the altcoins to go to the moon, right? I can see it in your eyes, you know that song, right? So for the total 3, look at this. We're already finding goodies already. For the total 3, reset that alarm. We're looking for this to break out, get above this high, and change market structure. You can see this high here. We want to see this push, break out, maybe retest, break all your hearts, and go to the moon. Okay? But there's some hopium in the air. Okay? There's some hopium in the air. XRP is going to get an ETF, then Dogecoin, then Cardano, and then OC coin, and then the Otter coin, and then we're going to go to the moon. And that's my bullish speech for today.
Love it. You heard it here first, folks. Bitcoin is going to 0. Not just kidding. Oh, man. That's fantastic. I mean, I think I'm all there with you. We're seeing things
There's
pumping.
going to be a pullback that's going to make everybody cry, though.
Yes.
Do not
Yes.
question that. There is going to be a pullback that is going to wreck you and your grandma for buying XRP. Okay?
Not XRP, bro. Not XRP. Not just kidding. Every coin, guys. Every coin out there. And since you mentioned that, and you mentioned this like what, a month ago, almost at the beginning of the month, right? A month ago. And we've been behind this, and I've been repeating this over and over and over. I think you're right on the spot on that. And I think that pullback might be coming at the all-time highs. So if we're able to break through at this point, that will be it. If not, remember, we are keeping our eyes. Let me bring up my screen just to show you the worst case scenario. Why am I going the worst case scenario if we're bullish, right? Because where is the best opportunity for market makers to make you cry? When everything is going great. Oh, by the way, I was looking at gold, but let's go to Bitcoin, all right? So when everybody's bullish, right? And remember, we still can get here. If we have that big retracement, right? It could be very lightning fast, like this, like that. I mean, when everybody's bullish, they're gonna liquidate you and then keep forming a pattern. If we go to, let's go to this chart in here where I do have my box. There we go. All right. Remember, not because we did it last time, we're gonna make it this time. We've been following almost on spot, right? Previous cycle, but that doesn't mean that this is gonna repeat again or exactly the same, right? So this is what I was expecting, all right? But remember that I still have these areas to look into, right? What are those areas? Basically, my boxes. What are the worst case scenario zones? I keep my eye on 100K. Remember, this is what I bought last time, right? And I keep my eye on 97 and 93. If you were on Trading with OC yesterday, I gave you guys a right here in my chapter 22, my falling knife strategy. I gave you guys my secret weapon on how to identify falling knife targets, right? I'll give it to you right now just because Alex is in the show. That's the only reason. Just kidding. But in true honesty, my favorite thing to create or to use a falling knife strategy, it is this volume bar magnifier order block by Jacob Maccabee. Let me click in here. Let's go about this script. And this is a free script, guys. So you can always download it and keep it there in case it works for you. Let me paste it. You can add it from there, add it to favorites. So you add it to favorites all the way up here. And then you go to indicators, favorites, and then you search for it, right? So volume profile magnifiers. Leave it as is, 710, close engulf 100. Leave it as is, right? Then when you turn it on, guess where you have your major falling knife entries. And don't tell me that this one did not work. All right. Let me also come out clean here. This is one of my most beloved indicators, right? It's a free indicator. I think it should be a paid indicator, but it's a free indicator for you to use. In many cases, what I do see a lot of confluence, right? But I see this kind of things in here. This is my decisive point in here, point of entry. Even sometimes when this is the only indicator, and I know I always tell you, never trade on one single indicator. But sometimes when I see only that indicator showing up, I decide to grab, if I've been winning, right? Instead of sending it to my savings account, I grab a little bit of that money, which is revenue money, all right? And then I put a little bit of leverage on that and set it up on those areas. And it's been playing out fantastically. It doesn't guarantee you that we're gonna hit, but it is very likely that when we hit those areas, we bounce from there. So remember what I told you guys, that all-time highs are gonna be the area where I believe that we're gonna have that big rejection coming out clean. This is one of the strongest opinions that I have because of this indicator. All right. Something important is measure order blocks, but also measures the inside of the order block, right? It's like having an order block on X-rays. So you don't need to guess in which part you're gonna be jumping in or rejecting from, right? You just go for the farthest line. That's when I usually get my rejection point slightly below, just to make sure I get it, right? And that's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So just a little bit of, like revealing stuff Today I revealed this yesterday because I looked at or I showed my falling knife strategy, and I think it played out. Look at that, fantastically, right? Also, considering that Alex backed up, I mean, for me, it was a backed up confirmation. Alex's pin box and his strategy. And also, I looked at my own other side strategy, if that makes sense. And then I bring out my volume profile bars. So I had three different strategies having a confluence in that zone. It was just, I mean, evident that something was to happen in there, right? So if you like, use it as is. And remember, we're not out of the blue still, all right? The chances for us to hit 96, 93, or 87, they are minimal, but they're still in there. Remember what Alex mentioned, we still need to have a pullback that is going to make everybody cry, right? So what if we get to all-time highs? What if we get to all-time highs and then we get to 98, 97? Would that be a cry for a dump? I don't know. You guys tell me. Nonetheless,
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, right?
People will cry. People are like so emotionally damaged right now, man.
Oh, yeah.
98 would make everyone cry, bro. I might even
Absolutely.
shed a little tear.
I mean, I completely agree with that, right? So, important things to take away so you don't need to go and watch the full video. I do recommend you guys go watch it, especially because we cranked out a beer live and we drink and trade. All right, not recommended, but we did it, by the way. The point that was is like when you're looking for falling knife, you're looking at three things, right? First, crazy support and resistance, crazy, right? And one of the craziest indicators for that is my volume profile magnifier. All right, so basically this is 50% of that. Then you're looking for impossible targets. Right now, let me ask you, would you think that right now, is it possible to hit 96? Most of you might say, no, I don't think that's possible, bro. We're just so high up. Impossible targets, right? So we're looking at impossible targets. And then three, be prepared for jump in and out like that. You are behind the, remember, you're trying to catch a knife. And if you squeeze it too hard, you're gonna get caught, right? So you just want to tap it, let it go. Tap it, let it go, right? So you just grab it, long it if you're going for a long, retracement, get out, right? And the last one, it is be prepared to get a hit because remember, it's a falling knife, all right? So if you want to learn a bit more about that, go watch the video. I show you how to divide your entries if you have a big enough wallet. And if your wallet is not that big enough to do a division of entries, I also give you advice on the minimal entry zones and how to disperse or distribute your entries. So you are just risking as little as you can with having as much profits as you could. All right. So just a little bit of food for thought in there. And yeah, I mean, that is basically it. Let me wrap it up as right now. Guys, we're happy. We made money. We give you guys the entries, right? Hopefully you guys listened and took those. That'll make me more than happy, right? But it's time to be cautious, optimistically cautious, right? We don't want to influence, I don't want to influence on you closing your lungs because I think we can still some fuel to go higher, all right? But at the same time, I don't want to be extremely bullish and say to the moon when I see one of those order blocks at the top, all right? So just be careful, prepare for the worst, wait for the best, prepare for the worst, right? So that's what I want to left things out today in today's class. Alex, anything else that you want to maybe add on or look into?
Yeah, like we're coming up to some resistance right now, so I think you just like understand that where you are in the chart, right? What just happened? How are we looking to participate and participate safely? Once a move gets overextended, it's more and more and more risky to enter in that same direction, right? You get overextended, overbought, oversold, whatever you want to call it. So if you are entering long here, you must take profit early. You must stop loss to entry. You must, right, do these things in order to lower that risk. Okay, so trade safe. Look for pullbacks, right? We show you how to look for pullbacks, order blocks, retest the previous highs. Okay, you can throw on a Bollinger Band. You can throw on a dynamic reactor, right? The quantum waves, all that stuff. And by doing that, you'll be able to participate safely in the market. And that's my advice for you guys.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for joining. I think today was a very fantastic, a very great session, a fantastic session. Alex, thank you so much for jumping in. And I know you had a couple of troubles. Hopefully you got it fixed because I've been
We're
there,
good, man.
man. It's just a headache to be like trying. So yeah, maybe time to get a Mac.
Apple's going out of business, bro. Just
I
saying.
hate Apple, so don't worry. I just was trying to push your buttons. So
Have a good day, everybody. Oh, see, I love you, bro. You have a good day too, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
see you guys tomorrow.